going to be doing a watch me resin. Keywords there are watch me resin. It's not like a how-to or a tutorial. I'm not a resin pro. I just do it as a hobby and for fun sometimes, and I realized that I haven't resined in ages, so I was like, let me do something creative and productive-ish. So today I'm going to try and not replicate, but I'm going to be making some earrings and also some pendants. And yeah, hopefully they turn out as nice as these ones did. And oh, I hope that worked. But anyway, I've got my gloves on because resin is like, the stuff I'm using is glass cast epoxy resin, and it's like a chemical, and so I don't want to get it on my hands or anything. Yeah, clear epoxy resin is what I'm going to be using, and I have my super stylish box full of super cool things that I use to put in my resin sometimes, like gold leaf and this holographic stuff. And I also have a whole bunch, that is not necessary, but I have a whole bunch of like glitters and of what are those things called again, like resin colorant it's called. So yeah, I have a box of those. Even though I said this isn't going to be a how-to, I'll kind of like walk you through what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, I should also be wearing like a face mask or a covering because it's bad to inhale these fumes, but and they have a really strong smell, but I never do. What are the measurements? I'm just gonna do 40 of this and then add 20 of the hardener. Okay, they're all dirty, but I'm going to use this flower one. And I'm going to use this one, which makes really cute 70s looking-ish earrings. And I'm going to use this one. And then I'm going to use my pendants. And then you mix it all together. I'm probably going to just zoom in on what I'm doing and then do a voice over because I just need intense concentration for this, clearly. And then you mix it, you mix. So I mixed the resin and hardener together. Depending on what resin you get, depends on the ratio, but for my one it was 2 to 1, so 2 parts resin and 1 part hardener. And the reason you mix it is to cause this chemical reaction which allows the liquid to turn into a solid, which is what lets me make my jewelry. And then I pour it into 2 different pots so that I can make different colored ones. And here you see I'm mixing some blue and purple glitter into one of my mixes, and then the next mix is going to be, I'm going to use the red colorant and then use some red glitter as well, and that way I can make like 2-tone jewelry, which is quite cool. And then this part is probably the most fun, where you get to like pour the liquids or like pour the resin into the molds and like create different patterns and different designs and stuff. I was playing it quite safe this time because it's the first time that I've resined in a while, and I was like, oh, I don't want to mess it up. So I just did a simple 2-tone mix. And this is the first layer I'm doing, and then when I've done that I'm going to leave it to dry and come back and do the next layer, because I found when I just do it all as one layer, the glitter tends to just sink to the bottom and sit there and it looks quite weird. So yeah. But the pendants are the most difficult part. I should have probably used a toothpick to try and get that gold leaf inside, because it was all sticking to the edges and was sticking to the wooden thing, and it basically just refused to go in. So I struggled with this. The amount of time I struggled with the pendants, I don't even want to admit. It's ridiculous. For the earrings, I did one layer and then I left it to dry for a few hours, and then I did the second layer. And when I was doing the second layer, I don't know if you can see, but like these holographic hearts, I added those on top as well. And then the next day in like the afternoon, so I waited like 8-9 hours, I left it to harden, and then I demolded them. Had like all this, because I didn't put them in as neatly as I should have, so it was all bumpy and uneven on the edges, and so to get rid of that so it has a smooth finish, I had to sandpaper it. So the jump rings are used to basically connect the pieces, or that's what I'm using them to do here. And I tried to use scissors to like close them, which was stupid. Use pliers. Pliers made it 10 times easier. And then like I had to use my hand drill because the hole wasn't big enough. That's what I'm doing there. And for these earrings, I use super glue to stick the stud bit, like the stud piece, down. To go back in with my hand drill, because these flower studs, or these flower molds, were supposed to be studs, but I prefer them as like dangly earrings. Do you guys prefer dangly earrings or studs? Because I feel like when the earrings are as big as these, they have to be dangly. I don't know. Okay, so next I'm gonna get them like this to put the screw thing inside, and to do that, like I've already finished drilling. And so I'm just going to take this screw, it's really tiny, But take this tiny screw thing and I'm just going to twist it inside the hole that I drilled. And then it will look like this. And I was tempted to add like beads to it, but I don't know. Okay, this is the end of my resin watch along. I hope you enjoyed it and that you liked the pieces I made. I feel like this is my favorite one. The flower earrings with the beads are my favorite. But when it came to the necklaces, I couldn't decide whether I preferred the silver chain or this black threadish chain. So let me know which one makes more sense in the comments. And also let me know which one of the pieces that I made was your favorite. I really thought they were going to turn out so terribly because when I began this yesterday, I was so tired. I don't know why I decided to start resining and recording when I was tired, but I did, and I thought it was going to turn out shit, but I really liked it. So yeah, let me know what you think. I also always forget to say this, but like and subscribe if you liked it, and yeah, now see you next week.